Hey guys, today's vlog is a little bit of a mix and match one. I started my day at the Hilti store seeing all the new latest things, and I tried out their nail gun for the first time.
You're right, yeah. Or support the top. So, yeah.
Oh my god, this is literally the scariest thing.
I was so shocked that the nail gun that was powered by the same battery that powers my simple little light had that much power. Look at it, it goes through all this steel, all these metals, it's insane. Sometimes I see these giant drill bits and I think, who is doing what with these? Like, I saw this silly number plate today as well, made me giggle. I did a few EPCs today, so I'll explain a little bit about what they are. So an EPC is an Energy Performance Certificate, and it's a requirement for any property sold or rented in the UK. It lasts 10 years and it's done by a domestic energy assessor, level 3 City and Guilds qualification. So I've been doing that for nearly 10 years as well. I kind of started that in the beginning of my electrical journey. I think this goes really well hand in hand with anybody that does anything in a house, because it's something so easy you can upsell to your clients that would help them as well as bring you extra revenue and extra cash. So I normally sketch everything on a notepad immediately. However, this was a spontaneous one. My client called me while I was out already. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll pass by. Literally, the property was 2 minutes away. So I sketched it on my phone. And then later what I did is I just sat down and transferred it over to a notepad where I drew it out. Eventually, I do get audited on these. And when I get audited on a property, what I do is actually redraw the floor plan, color code it, and make it really perfect so that the assessor can understand what's what. However, they do want you to put that much effort in every single one of your notes, even though it's just for yourself, until you get audited on one every few months. But again, I'm here to break the rules, so oops. But yeah, so the purpose of the floor plan is to illustrate anything in the property that uses energy or is linked to energy usage, such as heating, light bulbs, the dimensions, external walls, party walls, how many windows, whether they're double glazed or single glazed, what kind of heating system it is, what rooms have radiators and what rooms don't, if there's any fireplaces, where the meter is, where the boiler is, do you have room thermostats? And then you have to gather photo evidence for every single thing you touch. So here, picture of the GC number, the model number for the boiler. I make a note of that, which makes it easy to identify the heating system when I later go to select it from the software that I use. So yeah, this is why my phone, I gather about 60,000 pictures every few months, because I have to take a picture of literally every single thing. I also have to make a note on water usage. So whether there is a bath, a shower, a mixer shower, or an electric shower, or none of those, or something else. So there's quite a lot of process and knowledge that goes into these things. But I really enjoy it, and a lot of my clients love the fact that I offer EPCs as well. So it generates me electrical work, because normally when I'm doing an EPC, I will highlight anything electrical I see visually to my client and then offer them my services to come and rectify it. Or if I am doing an electrical job, what I'll do is I'll check whether they have a valid EPC, and then I will offer them a discounted price EPC that I can do in 5 to 10 minutes while on site for an additional, cost to the client, discounted rate, so that they're saving money anyways. So here I am working out the dimension. So the area, so I'm doing width times length and then adding all the different sections together. I'm adding up the heat loss perimeter walls, the party walls, the height of the property, so many different things. But when you get the hang of it, it's quite easy, I'd say. But I have been doing it for 10 years. So, I think I can do an EPC in about 5 minutes. It can take others about half an hour or more for the same sort of property if they don't have the experience. But I guess that's just sort of how it is with anything in life. So once I've gathered all the data on site, I normally like to come home and then type everything up. However, when I've got loads to do, I just do it while I'm on site on my iPad and type all the information as I go so that I don't get confused. So here I am typing in all the calculations that I did, the measurements. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll make sure I answer them. If anything, I'll do a new video. But yeah, here's me identifying the wall type. So if you have big brick, little brick, cardboard box, you have a solid brick wall. And there are so many different wall types: cavity wall, solid brick, cob walls, stone, basically so many different types. In terms of EPCs, I think at some points, they've actually been the thing that has paid my bills, because I've done so many of them. I ended up getting a council contract, subcontracted, not directly, where I carried out EPCs for all the councils, and I did a lot. There are a lot of different settings you have to go through. So yeah, it can seem overwhelming. Number of doors, number of insulated doors, glazed area, all these things just become like habit. I guess it's kind of like filling out EICRs. Your first few are hard. The first one seems impossible, but after you've done a few, you fly through it like a pro. I remember the first EICR I did, I was like, how am I going to remember all the BS numbers, like 60898? Like, how am I going to remember all these different figures, different, max ZSs and everything else? And then after I've done a few, I was like, oh my God, I know the different BS numbers for all the different fuses and all the different breakers. And now I don't even think of it. Like, my brain just automatically knows what to type in. Same as this, the EPCs. The first one you do, impossible. The next batch you do after that gets easier. And then once you've been doing it for a while like me, I could literally smash it out in 5 minutes. Literally from start to finish. So normally the hardest part of my job and the most time consuming would be me driving job to job. But obviously I don't charge half the price because I'm taking half the time. I still, even more so, I can charge a higher price because that means my client gets the EPC faster. I take less time on site. So if they're giving me access, they just have to wait with me for 5 minutes and the EPC is done, rather than stand around for 30 minutes while I sketch everything and gather all the different data. So this EPC got a low rating, I'd say. It got a D, which is fine. However, the client obviously wanted as high one as possible and they asked me for feedback. So I've just been playing around with the different settings to see what would change. And literally installing so much insulation just brings up by 1 point. Installing a room thermostat brings up by 1 point. So it seems almost impossible to raise the score. And that's the thing. I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist in a way. And I feel like, I'm trying to find a politically correct way of saying it, but this the way they've done it, I don't really think it makes too much sense to me. And the way they do the scoring and what they expect people to do, how much it will cost them and how realistic it is, I don't think it adds up, to be honest. But I don't have a solution, hence why I don't complain. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. You figure out what I mean and do your research. But yeah, I do want to share this amazing thing, the Royal Mail postcode finder. I use this on a daily basis. So you type in an address, part of an address, a road name, a postcode, and then it will give you all the addresses underneath that postcode. So yeah, it really helps getting the correct address, full address for all my EICRs and EPCs as well. So yeah, that's that really. I went through all my EPCs, done all my lodgements, and then yeah, I'm on my way to Birmingham tomorrow, doing a day in the life of a social media electrician sort of thing, doing a podcast and then a fixed radio delayed Christmas work party. So I'm gonna get a train to a train station where my good friend Gio is gonna pick me up from. And yeah, so expect some funky content for tomorrow's vlog. Day in the life of a social media spark. Is going to involve me getting on this train and traveling. This is the quality of my new glasses, by the way. With Gio, maybe do some carpool karaoke sort of singing vibes, and then doing the podcast, and then doing the Christmas radio party thing. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm tired now, and on that note, I'm out.